y'all are doing well today. Welcome back to the Etude series. This is number 5 out of the 70 Progressive Studies for Bass Trombone by Gillis. Again, a fantastic book to check out if you already haven't done so. Being that you are on the 5th of these Etudes, one would hope you'd have figured out how to get a book since you just otherwise skipped the first 4. So let's keep going. Check out the description below. You're going to find a few different things. First off, you're going to find a link for the book if you still, for some reason, don't have it. Second thing you're going to find in the link is a free option to grab the warm-up book, which is my warm-up book and routine, so that you actually know how to play properly at the beginning of each and every day. And last but not least will be the timestamps. As always, we break this into 3 pieces. Firstly, we're going to work kind of in a lesson style through a couple different ideas in the exercise. Second thing we're going to do is count a little bit and sing and dance, perhaps even. And then last but not least, we will play top to bottom as a full performance. So let's get started. Again, this is number 5 out of the Gillis book. Make sure you have your measures numbered, and as always, ensure that you click that like button. Throw us a comment if you have any questions or things that would help you out as well. Be sure to subscribe and click the notification button as well if you want to know when the next of these Etude series items are coming out. So let's get started. The first place we're going to look in this one is going to be measure 1. Now, in the Gillis book, even though it is basing around our low range areas, we are going to need to occasionally jump out of that low range. So in this case, we're going to start actually up all the way on a high F. The key is going to be 2 things. Number 1, we can't be starting pinched and closed and tightening up. We need to still use a good amount of openness, great air, maintain our sound quality. The second thing that this is going to be doing is it is descending down the line into the next measure, so we need to make sure that we maintain continuity of sound and quality as we descend that line. So let's start right off the bat, nice and clean, a little bit under tempo as always. Watch your key signature, your key clef and time, and watch those accidentals as well. So E natural and D flat are both going to be second valve, both are going to be second position, so make sure you're aware of that. Here we go, let's check out measure number 1. Alrighty, make sure we're having good style, good balance, and also a little bit of clarity on the articulations as we move. Now, next measure I want you to come jump over to look at is going to be measure number 2. Here we're going to be going from the descending scale line in the first measure, and now we're going to be shifting over to some of these octave jumps. We're going to be moving throughout the range a little bit more. We still need to maintain the same amount of attack and strike on the front of our notes. We need good note length, good separation, great consistency, great sound throughout, despite the fact that we are going to be moving around. Don't get in the habit of kind of chasing the notes like we're having fun in a pep band. Instead, make sure you're blowing straight through the line with good consistency throughout. So here we go, measure number 2, let's try it out. Alright, now, last but not least, let's jump now to the last measure, last 2 notes of the Etude. We typically on these love to go check out the last measure. Our last 2 notes are just long tone F and then a low F. It is slurred, so the key is going to be using air and openness and not letting the last note kind of flop out of the horn or not letting it kind of wiggle around. We need to make sure that we're very crisp and clean with our slide or our valve work, and making sure that we're playing to the note, not around the note, or just kind of hoping for good luck and throwing it out there. So be very precise, use a lot of air, a lot of openness, and again, play the note, don't play around it or wiggle. Here we go, let's try it out, just 2 notes, F and F. Now, the last note is articulated in the sense that it does have a staccato marking. I personally like to just slur right through it. It's a little more challenging that way. You can articulate, but in other etudes and other exercises throughout here, we're going to have plenty of chances to tongue that out. Any chance to actually slur it is a great opportunity as well. Be sure to also not cut that last note short at all. It is an 8th note, but we don't want it to get too choppy or be out of character of the rest of the piece. All right, now let's jump into the next portion of our work here. We're going to work on some counting. So this piece, as many of the others, is in 4/4, common time, 4 beats in the measure. The quarter note is going to get the beat. We're going to count through this. This is mostly 8th notes and quarter notes, so this one's not going to be the most challenging. But again, take the time, take the diligence to really work through this. Think about your rhythms, think about how you count, how you generally just read the piece. What we're really doing is not only learning how to count as we do these different etudes, but we're also learning how to look ahead in the music, how to think about the music, how it's structured, how we want to approach it, how we want to make our music come out of our instruments. And that's going to start by having the control and the comfortability of being able to count through. All right, so let's get our golden pipes ready to flex here. Let's start from the top counting. Here we go. 1 and 2 and ready and count. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... All right, so we get the idea. Lovely singing. Probably not even the right pitch. The key is that you're maintaining general pitch centers if you can, doing your absolute best, and staying confident throughout. All right, now let's jump to our final section of this etude. We're going to play top to bottom as performers. So, as always, remember, sound is key. If we don't sound good, no one wants to hear it. Make sure you're thinking about your sound quality. Think about how you want to blow through. Think about the couple different things throughout the piece that you generally want to watch out for. It could be your articulations, could be your breathing, could be your spacing between notes. That's going to be different for everybody, but pick 1 or 2 things that you can really consider and work on. And then, as always, because we are going to be in a performance mindset, we don't get to stop, we don't get to go back, we don't get to regret problems or mistakes. Continue to play your absolute best top to bottom, and don't let the audience see you sweat. So let's get to work. Here we go. Top to bottom, number 5 in the Gillis. So, in the comments below, can you catch which note I played with a little bit of a chip in there? I know it was, but again, in a performance mindset, we don't get the luxury of stopping or going back. We can do better next time, but we don't have the time or the luxury of wasting our time and energy worrying about what could have been in an otherwise excellent performance. So, keep up the hard work that you guys are all putting in. Again, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. We will see you next time. Have a great rest of the day, and let's get to work.